So I get a lot of questions, emails and stuff, people asking me, the do-it-yourselfers asking me, what do you think is a good scan tool that I can get? You know, for home use, work on my own cars, that's not too expensive. Well, the head mechanic here that does all the diagnosing and does all the electrical work. We just had a couple of cars in here that had shorts, and he found them and fixed everything. He came across a handheld, tool that he uses with his phone that was $120 that probably does 95% of the stuff that my Snap-on scan tool does, and his Autel. All right, he has his own Autel, but I'll tell you, I think he uses this more than he uses the Autel. All right, so the scan tool, the dongle here that works with your phone, is you go on Amazon and you type in Think D.I.Y, and you will see this little picture of this come up, and last time we looked it was about $119. And he has a dedicated phone that he uses. It's not his regular phone. We're going to use this on a car tomorrow, and I'll just kind of show you what we can do. This he was kind of showing me today, because I really never used it because I just have my Snap-on. But he uses this more than, he really doesn't use my Snap-on scanner at all. He has his own Autel, and he has this. But with this little handheld thing for $120, you can do a code scan of every module in the car. You can look at live data. You can have bi-directional controls. You can reset oil life, which we did on Land Rovers and BMWs. You can reset shift adapts on scan tools. I mean, it's just incredible what you can do with this little $120 dongle, which hooks up Bluetooth to your phone and is a scan tool. Now, the company didn't compensate me or anything for doing this. It's just the fact is that I get questions on what kind of scan tool you think is good that I can get for home use, like I said, and stuff like that. Well, this thing is unbelievable. And a lot of people that contact me that tell me what codes they have, they just basically have like a Bluetooth code reader that can't do much more than scan and clear the codes. And this thing is unbelievable. You plug it in, turn the phone on, and you hit, like health check, which we'll go over. It'll find the VIN. It'll identify the VIN number on the car, and again, scan every module in the car, and it does everything. It does domestic, it does foreign, it does European. I mean, the thing is fantastic. So I highly recommend this scan tool for your home use. Now, he's had it for about 6 months. One of my lead installers here was working with him one day with this scan tool. He loved it so much, he bought one, because he comes to work here, and of course he does a lot of side work too. He's a pretty busy guy. The guy's an unbelievable mechanic, slash installer, and he has a lot of clients of his own, and he's been using this, and he loves it. So my head mechanic, whose also name is Gary, has been using it for like 6 months, and so far never had an issue. His only question is he doesn't know what's going to happen after a year. Is there going to be an update that he's going to have to do? Is the scanner maybe going to stop working? But I says, well, what will you do? He goes, for $120, I'll just buy another one. And this thing is absolutely fantastic. When he was showing me what this can do, I couldn't believe it. I mean, he told me, I reset, like I said, I reset the oil light on the Land Rover with this, and he was working on, I think he was doing something with an evap on a GM car, and he was using the bi-directional controls to turn the solenoids on and off to make sure the leak is fixed. I mean, the only thing I don't know if this, like my Snap-on scanner, when you put up the PID list, first of all, I can customize it just to look at a couple of things. And I can also do graphing. I can put it in like maybe 2 or 3 PIDs in graph mode. Gary says he believes you can, but I'm not 100% sure of that. I just don't want to say it will do it because I'm not 100% sure, but it does 95% of the stuff that my $4,000 Snap-on scan tool can do, and this thing's $120. So I recommend this to you guys, the do-it-yourselfers. Even if you wanted to, if you have a couple of cars, you know, your family have 3, 4 cars, and you can use this thing. You can check it for codes. We can reset shift adapts, which I'll show you. I have a GMC inside that he's working on now doing a water pump. So I'll let the car down tomorrow and I'll hook it up. You know, this is the car he was showing me on, but I'll just kind of show you the code scan. I'll see if I can remember how to navigate it, but reset shift adapts, everything this thing can do. Fantastic. So with that, let me see if I have a few minutes. Let me let the car down and I'll see if I can hook this thing up and, you know, just do a quick example of it, of how this thing works. And again, you know, I highly recommend the scan tool for the price, for what it does. It is well worth the money. I mean, it's fantastic. So there's a larger scan tool. It's called a Think tool, and this is, you know, the smaller version called. It's also a Think tool, but just under Amazon, do Think D.I.Y. That's how we got this. So let me see if I can do this now. I have a little time. If not, you know, let me try to get set up, see how much time I got. If not anything, we'll do it in the morning. So I will be right back. All right, so there is a shot of the tool plugged in. You can see the green is lit up there, so it's got power. All right, now let me set the camera up, and then we'll go ahead and use the phone that he uses, and we'll do a health check or a code scan with this car. All right, let me just get set up for that. Okay, so the phone is on. I got the key on, engine off. I have the dongle in the ALDL, and here's the icon, and we're going to open up the icon. Okay, so it says Think Car. I had this open before, but I closed it. It might come up with a red screen and say, you know, Think Car. So we have all system diagnostic. We have maintenance functions that could be like to reset lights, OBD functions, reports, history of old cars. Reports are like code scans. So let's go to all system diagnostic. Okay, now it's gonna find the VIN, so we'll do VIN decoding. I'm hoping that's coming out okay. It says diagnostic software has been started. All right, it's pulling up. It pulled up the VIN number. Okay, loading. All right, so it found the VIN number, identified the car. So now we have a health report, we have system scan, system selection, and common functions. So if we go to health report, all right, automatic. They're asking about the AC, air conditioning, so it's manual. And it's reading data. Okay, now it is doing a complete code scan, engine control module, transmission control module, doing a complete scan of every module in the car. I mean, the mechanic, you know, Gary, that uses this is of course, a lot more thorough and knows this tool a little better than I do. He was just kind of showing me stuff because it's such a great tool that I said, you know, I'd like to do a video on this because people ask me about, you know, what's a good scan tool to buy that's not relatively inexpensive. And he says, for $120, this is the go-to tool. All right, it's almost 75% done. And again, this could be a GM, it could be a BMW, it could be a Land Rover, it could be a Mercedes. Okay, so that's done. All right, so now they have all the different modules here that it's scanned. So let's go transmission control, module information, read fault codes, clear fault codes, read data stream, actuation tests. Okay, shift trans, so these are the bidirectional controls, clutch pressure control solenoid, shift transmission, line pressure control solenoid, reset transmission adapts. I mean, this is, you know, fantastic. Solenoid performance testing. All right, so this thing is great. You can go to live data. You can read the fault codes just for the transmission, clear them. Okay, the same thing with this car. Really has no codes, but let's go back. All right, common functions. You have steering angle sensor, brake pad replacement, because on these later cars you got to retract the rear calipers. You could do that with this. Tire pressure sensor reset. I mean, this thing is, it does so much. Okay, then here's maintenance functions, resetting oil lights, you know, whatever, ABS. I mean, this thing is really good. Okay, here's reports. So here's the GMC Acadia. This is the one we just scanned, and we can click on that. Okay, and here is the vehicle. Now he says, I think like this. I think he normally would email it to himself. You can create a PDF file, so it comes actually out, you know, something like, let me back out a little bit, something out like this, you know, vehicle system report. And I'm hoping you can see the screen here. Okay, you can online, local. So, all right, here's the PDF. All right, so here is kind of like the report that I just showed you. There's no codes in anything, but it lists all the, I know you can't read it, but it's engine, transmission, and it lists all the modules here. And if there were codes present, it would have the codes as well. Okay, OBD functions. You could probably check to see if your monitors are ready for inspection. We didn't go into this one, so I'm not really sure what this is going to show. All right, so ML status off, readiness completed 7, readiness not completed 0. So you could check your monitors for inspection. Not supported 3, data stream supported 46 PIDs. Tells you the type of ignition. You know, I mean, this thing is just really good. And then, you know, just to, I guess, go back, you can just go here and you're back, and you know, the stuff you can do with this is just really good. So I just wanted, that's just a little taste of it. You know, he's more into using this than I am. This is the first time I'm using it, but again, you can do code scans, reset adapts, bi-directional controls, everything. and we've used this on Mercedes and Land Rovers and Beamers, and reset oil lights and steering angle sensors with this. I mean, the thing is really, really great. Again, you go on Amazon, think D.I.Y, and you'll see it. The last time we looked, it was about $120, $119. You load the app onto your phone, and for instance, if you have this GMC and you want to scan it, it'll load the software on for the GMC, and then you can use it. If you have a BMW and you choose the car, or it'll identify itself, it'll load the software on to use it. It's a really, really great scan tool. All right, so if I had to suggest anything, it would be this one, Think D.I.Y on Amazon. It's really a great scan tool, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. So thanks for watching, have a great day, and we'll see you next one.